Today, Psalms 20 through 29. Psalm 20. God answered you on the day you crash. The name, God of Jacob, put you out of harm's reach, sent reinforcements from Holy Hill, dispatch from Zion fresh supplies. Exclaim over your offerings, celebrate your sacrifices, give you what your heart desires, accomplish your plans. When you win, we plan to raise the roof and lead the parade with our banners. May all your wishes come true. That clinches it. Help's coming. Our answer's on the way. Everything's going to work out. See those people polishing their chariots and those others grooming their horses? But we're making garlands for God, our God. The chariots will rust. Those horses will pull up lame. And we'll be on our feet standing tall. Make the king a winner. God, the day we call, give us your answer. Psalm 21. Your strength, God, is the king's strength. Helped, he's hollering hosannas. You gave him exactly what he wanted. You didn't hold back. You filled his arms with gifts. You gave him a right royal welcome. He wanted a good life. You gave it to him and then made it a long life as a bonus. You lifted him high and bright as a cumulus cloud, then dressed him in rainbow colors. You pile blessings on him. You make him glad when you smile. Is it any wonder the king loves God, that he's sticking with the best? With a fistful of enemies in one hand and a fistful of haters in the other, you radiate with such brilliance that they cringe as before a furnace. Now the furnace swallows them whole. The fire eats them alive. You purge the earth of their progeny. You wipe the slate clean. All their evil schemes, the plots they cook up, have fizzled, every one. You sent them packing. They couldn't face you. Show your strength, God, so no one can miss it. We are out singing the good news. Psalm 22. God, God, my God, why did you dump me miles from nowhere? Doubled up with pain, I called to God all the day long. No answer, nothing. I keep at it all night, tossing and turning. And you, are you indifferent, above it all, leaning back on the cushions of Israel's praise? We know you were there for our parents. They cried out for your help and you gave it. They trusted and lived a good life. And here I am, a nothing, an earthworm, something to step on to squash. Everyone pokes fun at me. They make faces at me. They shake their heads. Let's see how God handles this one. Since God likes him so much, let him help him. And to think you were my midwife at birth, setting me at my mother's breasts. When I left the womb, you cradled me. Since the moment of birth, you've been my God. Then you moved far away, and trouble moved in next door. I need a neighbor. Herds of bulls come at me, the raging bulls stampede, horns lowered, nostrils flaring like a herd of buffalo on the move. I'm a bucket kicked over and spilled. Every joint in my body has been pulled apart. My heart is a blob of melted wax in my gut. I'm dry as a bone, my tongue black and swollen. They have laid me out for burial in the dirt. Now packs of wild dogs come at me. Thugs gang up on me. They pin me down and foot and lock me in a cage. A bag of bones in a cage. Stared at by every passerby. They take my wallet and the shirt off my back and throw dice for my clothes. You, God, don't put them off my rescue. Hurry and help me. Don't let them cut my throat. Don't let those mongrels devour me. If you don't show up soon, I'm done for. Gold by the boards. Meat for lions. Here's the story I'll tell my friends when they come to worship, and punctuate it with hallelujahs. Shout hallelujah, you God worshippers. Give glory, you sons of God. Adore him, you daughters of Jacob. He has never let you down, never looked the other way. When you were being kicked around, he has never wandered off to do his own thing. He has been right there listening. Here, in this great gathering for worship, I have discovered this praise life. And I'll do what I promised right here in front of the other God worshippers. Down and outers sit at God's table and eat their fill. Everyone on the hunt for God is here, praising Him. Live it up from head to toe. Don't ever quit. From the four corners of the earth, people are coming to their senses, are running back to God. Long lost families are falling on their faces before Him. God has taken charge. From now on, He has the last word. All the power mongers are before Him worshiping. All the poor and powerless too, worshiping. Along with those who never got it together, worshiping. Our children and their children will get in on this, as the word is passed along from parent to child. Babies not yet conceived will hear the good news that God does what He says. Psalm 23. God, my shepherd, I don't need a thing. You have bedded me down in lush meadows. You find me quiet pools to drink from. True to your word, you let me catch my breath and send me in the right direction. Even when the way goes through Death Valley, I'm not afraid when you walk at my side. Your trusty shepherd's crook makes me feel secure. You serve me a 6-course dinner right in front of my enemies. You revive my drooping head. My cup brims with blessing. Your beauty and love chase after me every day of my life. I'm back home in the house of God for the rest of my life. Psalm 24. God claims earth and everything in it. God claims world and all who live on it. He built it on ocean foundations, laid it out on river girders. Who can climb Mount God? Who can scale the holy north face? Only the clean-handed, only the pure-hearted, men who won't cheat, women who won't seduce. God is at their side. With God's help, they make it. This, Jacob, is what happens to God seekers, God questers. Wake up, you sleepyhead city. Wake up, you sleepyhead people. King Glory is ready to enter. Who is this King Glory? God, armed and battle ready. Wake you, you sleepyhead city. Wake up, you sleepyhead people. King Glory is ready to enter. Who is this King Glory? God of the angel armies. He is King Glory. Psalm 25. My head is high, God held high. I'm looking to you, God, no hangdog skulking for me. I've thrown in my lot with you. You won't embarrass me, will you? Or let my enemies get the best of me? Don't embarrass any of us who went out on a limb for you. It's the traitors who should be humiliated. Show me how you work, God. School me in your ways. Take me by the hand. Lead me down the path of truth. You are my Savior, aren't you? Mark the milestones of your mercy and love, God. Rebuild the ancient landmarks. Forget that I sowed wild oats. Mark me with your sign of love. Plan only the best for me, God. God is fair and just. He corrects the misdirected, sends them in the right direction. He gives the reject his hand and leads them step by step. From now on, every road you travel will take you to God. Follow the covenant signs. Read the chartered directions. Keep up your reputation, God. Forgive my bad life. It's been a very bad life. My question, what are God worshippers like? Your answer, arrows aimed at God's bullseye. They settle down in a promising place. Their kids inherit a prosperous farm. God friendship is for God worshippers. They are the ones He confides in. If I keep my eyes on God, I won't trip over my own feet. Look at me and help me. I'm all alone and in big trouble. My heart and kidneys are fighting each other. Call a truce to this civil war. Take a hard look at my life of hard labor. Then lift this tone of sin. Do you see how many people have it in for me? How voraciously they hate me? Keep watch over me and keep me out of trouble. Don't let me down when I run to you. Use all your skill to put me together. I want to see your finished product. God, give your people a break from this run of bad luck. Psalm 26. Clear my name, God. I've kept an honest shop. I've thrown in my lot with you, God, and I'm not budging. Examine me, God, from head to foot. Order your battery of tests. Make sure I'm fit inside and out so I never lose sight of your love. But keep in step with you, never missing a beat. I don't hang out with tricksters. I don't pal around with thugs. I hate that pack of gangsters. I don't deal with double dealers. I scrub my hands with purest soap, then join hands with the others in the great circle, dancing around your altar, God, singing God's songs at the top of my lungs, telling God's stories. God, I love living with you. Your house glows with your glory. When it's time for spring cleaning, don't sweep me out with the quacks and crooks, men with bags of dirty tricks and women with purses stuffed with bribe money. You know I've been above board with you. Now be above board with me. I'm on the level with you, God. I bless you every chance I get. Chapter 27. Light, space, zest, that's God. So with him on my side, I'm fearless, afraid of no one and nothing. When vandal hordes ride down ready to eat me alive, those bullies and toughs fall flat on their faces. When besieged, I'm as calm as a baby. When all hell breaks loose, I'm collected and cool. I'm asking God for one thing, only one thing, to live with him in his house my whole life long. I'll contemplate his beauty, I'll study at his feet. That's the only quiet, secure place in a noisy world, the perfect getaway far from the buzz of traffic. God holds me head and shoulders above all who try to pull him down. I'm headed for his place to offer anthems that will raise the roof. I'm already singing God songs. I'm making God music. Listen, God, I'm calling at the top of my lungs. Be good to me. Answer me. When my heart whispered, seek God, my whole being replied, I'm seeking him. Don't hide from me now. You've always been right there for me. Don't turn your back on me now. Don't throw me away. Don't abandon me. You've always kept the door open. My father and mother walked out and left me, but God took me in. Point me down your highway, God. Show me along a well-lighted street. Show my enemies whose side you're on. Don't throw me to the dogs, those liars who are out to get me, filling the air with their threats. I'm sure now I'll see God's goodness in the exuberant earth. Stay with God. Don't take heart. Don't quit. I'll say it again. Stay with God. Psalm 28. Don't turn a deaf ear when I call you God. If all I get from you is deafening silence, I'll be better off in the black hole. I'm letting you know what I need, calling out for help and lifting my arms towards your inner sanctum. Don't shove me into the same jail cell with those crooks, with those who are full-time employees of evil. They talk a good line of peace, then moonlight for the devil. Pay them back for what they've done, or how bad they've been. Pay them back for what they've done, for how bad they've been. Pay them back for their long hours in the devil's workshop, then cap it with a huge bonus. Just because they have no idea how God works or what he is up to, God will smash them to smithereens and walk away from the ruins. Blessed be God, he heard me praying. He proved he's on my side. I've thrown in my lot with him. Now I'm jumping for joy and shouting and singing my thanks to him. God is all strength for his people, ample refuge for his chosen leaders. Save your people and bless your heritage. Care for them and carry them like a good shepherd. Chapter 29. Bravo, God, bravo. God and all angels shout encore. In awe before the glory, in awe before God's visible power. Stand at attention. Dress your best to honor him. God thunders across the waters, brilliant his face and his voice, streaming brightness. God across the floodwaters. God's thunder tympanic. God's thunder symphonic. God's thunder smashes cedars. God topples the northern cedars. The mountain ranges skip like spring colts. The high ridges jump like wild goats. God's thunder spits fire. God's thunder the wilderness quakes. He makes the desert of Kadesh shake. God's thunder sets the oak trees dancing. A wild dance, whirling, the pelting rain strips their branches. We fall to our knees, we call out, "Glory!" Above the floodwaters is God's throne, from which his power flows, from which he rules the world. God makes his people strong. God gives his people peace.